whack. Early Victor bang, lean, bang, shoulder, and bop.
On stage, Michael Jackson's perfect moves made everyone go crazy like they had never seen anything before. But behind that perfection, there were countless rehearsals and bone-breaking practice sessions. Rare footage of his dance rehearsals was later released and left us all in awe. The Wiz Dance Workshop. The magic of Michael Jackson's solo career didn't just happen overnight. It was forged in dusty, high-energy rehearsal spaces like this 1978 workshop for The Wiz. Here we catch a rare glimpse of a young, hungry Michael working alongside legendary choreographer Louis Johnson. Dressed in basic sweatpants and a simple t-shirt, Michael is practicing the complex, highly stylized jazz movements required for his role as the Scarecrow. What makes this specific footage so mesmerizing is his incredible loose-limbed flexibility. You can see him intentionally throwing his body off balance, only to snap back into a perfectly centered posture with absolute control. He isn't just learning steps here. He is studying how to make his movements look entirely non-human, yet deeply expressive. This raw footage captures the exact moment Michael began to realize that his physical presence could completely command a room, laying the foundational groundwork for the global superstar he would soon become. Here's our special topic that many of you have been waiting for. These heartbreaking images of the king of pop, Michael Jackson, have left many fans emotional. Some people claim these rare photos were taken during a dance rehearsal when Michael injured his leg while attempting one of his most demanding dance moves. Despite the injury and intense pain, they believe he continued the rehearsal. But is this story true, or has it been exaggerated over the years? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Triumph Tour Routine Prep. Step inside a private rehearsal hall in 1981 where the Jacksons are intensely preparing for their upcoming Triumph Tour. While this was a group effort, the camera naturally gravitates toward Michael, who is operating on a completely different frequency. This rare clip showcases the grueling process of sharpening tight group transitions. Michael stands out instantly, music, because he is already experimenting with the sharp locking and popping segments that would define his early 1980s solo identity. Watch how he repeatedly stops the routine to fix minor spacing issues, showing his emerging directorial eye. His movements are crisp, aggressive, and incredibly fast. Even in a relaxed rehearsal setting, he is constantly pushing his brothers to match his precise timing. This footage is a magnificent historical record of Michael right on the precipice of his solo explosion, refining the stage presence that would soon conquer the entire planet.
The Thriller Zombie auditions. In late 1982, inside a dimly lit Los Angeles studio, a pop culture revolution was quietly being choreographed. This rare footage captures Michael Jackson working intimately with choreographer Michael Peters during the initial phase of the Thriller music video. Surrounded by auditioning dancers, Michael is not just practicing steps. He is actively building a whole new physical vocabulary. Look closely at how he guides the performers on how to balance a grotesque, decaying monster posture with sharp, synchronized rhythm. He wants the movement to look dead, yet completely alive with groove. In this clip, Michael moves with a raw, unpolished energy, testing out the iconic shoulder shrugs and zombie walks before they were polished for the cameras. It is a fascinating look at a creative genius directing his vision, transforming a potentially cheesy monster concept into the most iconic, influential dance routine in human history. Matone 25 Home Video Practice. This is perhaps one of the most sacred pieces of footage in dance history. Captured on a grainy private home camera in early 1983, we see Michael Jackson completely alone in his family's home studio. He is preparing for the legendary Matone 25 television special. This clip reveals the raw, unedited trial and error process of the dance that changed the world forever. Michael is practicing his solo routine to Billie Jean, specifically focusing on the slide that would soon be known globally as the moonwalk. Without the bright lights, the roaring crowd, or the iconic sequined glove, he relies purely on muscle memory. He glides backward across the floor, stops, adjusts his weight, and tries it again. You can see him tweaking the exact timing of his heel drops to make the illusion seamless. It is a rare, intimate look at perfection being engineered in total isolation. Victory Tour, Solo Breakdown. Filmed from the back of an empty echoing arena in 1984, this rare video captures Michael Jackson during a solo technical run-through for the Victory Tour. The atmosphere is tense and completely focused. Dressed in casual clothes and heavy knee pads, Michael is testing the traction of the massive stage, specifically practicing his signature spin, toe stand transition. What makes this footage incredibly rare is the raw audio. You can hear Michael's loud vocal cues as he shouts adjustments to the sound and lighting technicians in the arena. He spins at a blinding speed, locks into a toe-an, and immediately signals for a tighter spotlight. There is no glamour here. It is purely a master craftsman treating a massive stadium like a personal laboratory. This clip perfectly highlights his meticulous attention to detail, ensuring that even a split-second movement registers flawlessly to the fans sitting in the very back rows.
Captain EO Spacekit runs. Travel back to 1986 on the heavily guarded set of Disney's sci-fi spectacular Captain EO. This incredibly rare behind-scenes footage showcases Michael Jackson practicing his choreography while wearing a rough, heavy prototype of his character's Spacekit. Choreographing for a 3D cinematic experience required an entirely different approach to depth and movement. Alongside a troupe of backup dancers dressed in alien gear, Michael modifies his classic popping sequences to accommodate the restrictive weight of the costume. Despite the bulkiness of the gear, his execution remains completely sharp and effortless. Music. You can watch him working closely with director Francis Ford Coppola, adjusting his angles so that his hand isolations leap off the screen. This footage offers a fantastic look at Michael adapting his street dance influences into a high-budget futuristic Hollywood production, proving his unique ability to dance through any physical constraint. Bad Subway Face-Off Rehearsal. In 1987, Michael Jackson completely reinvented his image with the Bad album. And this rare studio footage shows exactly how that grit was created. Working in a mirror-lined studio alongside choreographer Jeffrey Daniel, Michael is seen molding the aggressive street-infused dance style for the iconic subway scene. The energy in this room is completely electric. Michael is stripped of his heavy buckled jackets, practicing in basic dance attire as he maps out the intense face-off choreography. The focus of this rehearsal is entirely on weight distribution and sudden stops. Watch how he practices the rapid-fire spins and the dramatic jacket-pulling motions, ensuring every gesture oozes confidence and attitude. This footage is a remarkable testament to how deeply Michael immersed himself in contemporary street dance culture, translating raw urban energy into a polished, universally appealing pop masterpiece. The Way You Make Me Feel Sync Practice. This rare 1987 rehearsal clip offers an incredible look at the masculine, swaggering choreography of The Way You Make Me Feel. The video captures Michael Jackson working intensely with his core group of male backup dancers to perfect the famous shadowing sequence. The entire focus of this session is achieving absolute synchronization. Michael is obsessed with timing, instructing the dancers on the precise microsecond they need to slide their feet forward in unison. Without the theatrical street set or the colorful costumes, the pure geometry of the dance takes center stage. Michael moves with a relaxed, joyful groove, yet his eyes never stop scanning the mirrors to check the alignment of the group. It is a masterclass in ensemble dancing, showing how Michael used a tight, synchronized group dynamic to elevate his own solo movements and create a timeless visual rhythm. Smooth Criminal Lean Prototype. This is an absolute holy grail for Michael Jackson enthusiasts. Filmed in a highly secure workshop in late 1987, this rare footage documents the initial testing phases of the famous 45-degree anti-gravity lean for Smooth Criminal. Before the special shoes and floor pegs were finalized, Michael had to physically test how to shift his core weights safely without falling. In this clip, you see him hooked into an early prototype harness system, slowly leaning forward to test his center of gravity. His face is a picture of absolute concentration. Okay, here we go. Places, please, everyone. Very nice. Nice work. Nice work. As he communicates with the engineers about the strain on his ankles and calves, it shatters the illusion of stage magic, revealing the immense physical strength, core stability, and risky engineering required to pull off one of the most legendary optical illusions in the history of live entertainment. Bad Tour Tokyo Soundcheck. Imagine walking into a massive empty Tokyo stadium during a freezing cold afternoon in 1987. That is exactly what this rare fly-on-the-wall footage captures. Michael Jackson is on stage for a private daytime soundcheck dressed in a heavy winter sweatshirt, thick sweatpants, and his trademark fedora. Despite the biting cold and the lack of an audience, Michael is practicing the intricate footwork for Rock With You. He uses the empty stage to gauge the slickness of the surface, executing smooth glides and sudden stops. There is a beautifully calm, meditative quality to this clip. Michael is completely in his zone, singing quietly to himself while his feet move with effortless precision across the massive stage. This rare footage shows a side of Michael the public rarely saw, a quiet, dedicated artist practicing his craft in the cold light of day. Pensacola U.S. leg warm-ups. This short, incredibly raw piece of footage is as close as you can get to Michael Jackson's private pre-show ritual. Filmed backstage in a cramped dressing room in Pensacola during the 1988 U.S. leg of the Bad Tour. The camera catches Michael entirely in his own world. He is wearing his stage trousers, but a simple white undershirt using a small piece of plywood laid over the carpet to warm up. With no music playing, Michael relies entirely on his internal rhythm, executing dizzying triple spins and instantly locking into sharp, silent poses. The intensity in his eyes is startling. You can hear the heavy thud of his loafers hitting the wood and his fingers snapping like firecrackers in the quiet room. This video captures the immense psychological and physical preparation required right before he stepped out to face tens of thousands of screaming fans. Madame Tussauds motion capture prep. This highly unusual and rare 1989 clip shows Michael Jackson in a completely different context. To create a hyper-realistic wax figure, Michael had to endure a grueling motion capture and measurement session. The footage shows him standing in a stark, brightly lit room, holding hyper-specific, iconic dance poses for minutes at a time without moving a single muscle. Watch how he holds a dramatic toe stand and an angled arm freeze, allowing the artist to measure his exact muscle definition and proportions. Even in total stillness, his physical presence is incredibly dramatic. You can see the intense physical strain it takes to remain perfectly frozen while maintaining the explosive energy of a live dance pose. It is a fascinating look at the intersection of pop stardom, physical art, and anatomy, proving that Michael's poses were just as powerful as his active movements. Black or White Pan-Ethnic Dance Workshop. In 1991, Michael Jackson set out to create a visual masterpiece that celebrated global unity, resulting in the groundbreaking Black or White music video. This rare rehearsal footage takes us inside a private dance studio where Michael is working directly with traditional ethnic dancers. Instead of teaching, Michael is the student here, carefully studying diverse cultural dances, including traditional Native American hoop dancing and classic Indian Odyssey steps. The clip shows him trying to blend these ancient rhythmic movements with his own signature pop-popping and locking style. He moves with immense respect and curiosity, laughing when he misses a step, but immediately repeating the movement until he gets it right. This footage is a beautiful testament to Michael's artistic open-mindedness, showing how he constantly looked outside of Western pop culture to enrich his legendary dance vocabulary. MTV 10th Anniversary Stage Check. Filmed during a chaotic morning rehearsal in 1991, this rare video captures Michael Jackson conducting a dry run of Will You Be There for the MTV 10th Anniversary Special. This clip is a spectacular display of Michael's directorial genius. Standing on the massive stage, surrounded by a giant gospel choir and dozens of backup dancers, Michael is completely running the show. He frequently pauses the music to correct the hand placements, the pacing, and the emotional expressions of the performers around him. Even in a simple jacket and sunglasses, his movements are soaring and theatrical. He shows the dancers exactly how to extend their arms to convey a sense of hope and drama, ensuring the performance feels more like a religious experience than a standard television gig. It is a rare look at Michael as the ultimate architect of his live spectacles. Dangerous early concept choreography. Step inside a private mirror-lined studio in early 1992 where Michael Jackson, Travis Payne, and Lavelle Smith Jr. are building a legend. This rare footage captures the very first structural layout of the choreography for Dangerous. The style is completely different from anything Michael had done before. It is mechanical, military sharp, and heavily reliant on precise hand isolations. In this clip, the trio works in complete silence, broken only by the rhythmic sound of their hands clapping and ties snapping. Michael is hyper-focused on the sharp geometric angles of his arms. You can see them debating and tweaking the exact micro-movements of the famous tie snap routine. This raw footage strips away the iconic black suits and fedoras, revealing the intense, highly mathematical synchronization that made Dangerous one of the most visually mesmerizing routines ever performed on a stage. Super Bowl 27 halftime blocking. In January 1993, Michael Jackson changed Super Bowl halftime shows forever, and this rare daytime footage shows exactly how he mapped out that historic triumph. Filmed inside an empty Rose Bowl stadium, the video captures Michael practicing the dramatic opening sequence of the show. What makes this footage incredibly unique is that it focuses entirely on the art of doing absolutely nothing. Michael stands completely frozen on a central platform, testing how his static silhouette registers from the highest, furthest seats in the stadium for 90 intense seconds. Music. He does not move a muscle while the directors track the camera angles. This clip reveals Michael's profound understanding of stadium drama. Cheering. He knew that silence and stillness could be just as powerful as an explosive dance routine if timed with absolute perfection. Dangerous tour footwork isolations. This rare 1993 video clip is a dream come true for anyone trying to analyze Michael Jackson's dance technique. Shot privately by his personal production crew during a stage rehearsal. The camera bypasses his upper body entirely, locking into a tight close-up angle of his legs and feet. Michael is practicing the incredibly complex, lightning-fast heel-toe shuffles for the song Jam. Moving, music, across a dusty raw plywood rehearsal stage, his loafers blur as they click against the floor. Without the distraction of his stage lighting or facial expressions, you can see the sheer velocity and flawless precision of his footwork. Every ankle isolation, every weight transfer, and every sudden freeze is executed with mathematical accuracy. It is a hypnotic piece of footage that highlights the pure, unadulterated athletic skill behind his most energetic stage routines. MTV VMA Smooth Criminal Rehearsal. Widely considered by hardcore fans to be the greatest rehearsal footage of Michael Jackson ever captured, this rare 1995 clip is pure electricity. Preparing for his legendary MTV Video Music Awards medley, Michael is seen in a private studio wearing simple black sweatpants and a loose t-shirt. The performance he delivers here is jaw-dropping. He executes a hyper-fast, incredibly aggressive version of the smooth criminal routine that actually surpasses the televised performance in raw energy. Without the pressure of broadcast cameras, Michael lets loose completely, his movements snapping with terrifying power and precision. The chemistry between him and his dancers is absolute perfection. This footage is a spectacular reminder that even in an empty room with zero audience, Michael Jackson danced with the exact same fierce intensity, as if the entire world was watching. Scream Industrial Set Run. Go behind the scenes of the most expensive music video ever made, 1995 Scream. This exceptionally rare footage captures Michael and Janet Jackson practicing their mirrored futuristic duet routine directly on the stark white spaceship set. Seeing the two Jackson siblings dancing together in a casual rehearsal setting is historic. Dressed in comfortable workout gear, they practice the aggressive snapping arm movements and synchronized hip-hop steps that define the track. What makes this clip so special is their natural sibling synergy. They match each other's timing and aggressive energy perfectly, often smiling and sharing brief, lighthearted moments between takes. It is a fascinating look at two musical icons pushing each other to the absolute limit, blending their unique styles to create a sharp, high-energy masterpiece of sibling synchronization. Ghost film, The Maestro Breakdown. In 1996, Michael Jackson pushed the boundaries of dance and film with his short movie Ghosts. This rare rehearsal footage captures Michael in normal clothing, working out the terrifyingly brilliant skeletal dance routine. Utilizing his legendary popping and locking skills, Michael is practicing how to simulate his bones cracking and moving completely independently of his body. The visual is deeply